After the death of more than 2,200 people, 7-week-old conflict in Gaza Strip came to an end on Tuesday as both Israeli and Palestinian leaders agreed upon a long-term ceasefire. According to the ceasefire brokered by the Egyptian government, Israel will open crossing on its border to allow humanitarian aid and construction materials to enter Gaza, and will extend the permitted fishing zone to 6 miles off the coast of Gaza. The Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt will also be opened. The truce has been welcomed world over, with United Nations Chief Ban Ki-moon saying, after 50 days of profound human suffering and devastating physical destruction, any violations of the ceasefire would be utterly irresponsible. While Hamas has claimed that the truce represents the victory for Gaza and celebrated it with large rallies, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu too has claimed that the conflict ended in victory for Israel, saying Hamas movement was hit hard.
This is a ceasefire that should be welcomed when we consider the amount of human suffering that had preceded this ceasefire. As far as the claim by both parties that they had won, that is understandable. From the Israeli point of view, they used overwhelming military force, and they also ensured that the tunnels were destroyed because that seemed to be one of their tactical objectives, and they also were able to put a lot of pressure on the leadership of the Hamas. As far as Hamas is concerned, I think from their point of view, they were able to bring international attention onto the situation in Gaza, which has been repeatedly described as the world's largest open-air prison.
Though Hamas is calling the truce a victory, it is the people of Gaza who have lost a lot in the fierce conflict between the two sides. According to the United Nations figures, the conflict has rendered nearly 100,000 people homeless, with 200 schools and 15 hospitals destroyed. According to Oxfam, it is the worst destruction of Gazan civilian infrastructure in 20 years. In Israel, 64 soldiers and 7 civilians have lost their life in the conflict, and there has been nearly $11 million of infrastructure damage in the country. Though Israel and Palestine have agreed upon a long-term ceasefire, the fight is still not over for people of Gaza, who have now to face the consequences of the war and start rebuilding that would cost around $6 billion, according to the Deputy Prime Minister of Palestine, Mohammad Mustafa. The Israeli government too has a lot of work to do to bring their country back to normal. With cameraman Pramod Negi, Pratham Dwivedi for DD News.